chapter. Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yacha Brajantya Nimisamrisabhanubhritya Dure Yamahyupari na spruhani sila Bhartur suyasasa kathananuraga Vaiklavya vaspa kalaya pulaki krutanga Yas brajantya nimisamrisabhanuvritya Dure yamahyuparina spruhaniya sila Bharturmitha suyasasa katananuraga Vaiklavya vaspa kalaya pulaki krutanga Yacha brajantya nimisamrisabhanuvritya Dure yamahu parina spruhaniya sila Bhartur mitha suyasasa kathananuraga Vaiklavya vaspa kalaya pulaki krutanga. Please say it.
Yacha Vajantanamisham Vrishabhanavritya Dure Yamahupari na Sprihaniya Shila Bharaturmitha Suashaya Kathanuraga Vaiklavya Bhashpa Kalaya Pulaki Kritanga
Yaccha Vrajantya Vrishabhanuvritya Dhure Yamahi Upari Nah Spruhaniya Shila Bharturmitah Suyasah Katananuraga Vaiklavya Bhashpa Kalaya Pulaki Kritanga.
Anyone
Hare
else?
Krishna.
Yeah.
Yacha Bhajanti Animisham Rasabhanubhratya Dure Yamahi Uparina Sprihaniya Silaha Bharturmitaha Shwashaha Kathanuraga Vaiklabhaya Baspa Kalaya Pulakar Krito Anga. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else want to try?
Hare Krishna. Yachicha vrajantya animisham rishbhanu vritya dure yamahi upurina sprihani shilaha balturmitha suyashaha katnanuraga vaikallavya vashpa Kaliya Pulaki Kritanga.
Yacha Prajante Animisham Rishabhanuvritya Dure Yamahu Parina Spuranya Silaha Bharturmita Suyasahasa Kathanuraga Vaikalvya Bhashpa Kalaya Pulaki Kritanga. Hare Krishna.
So we will do the synonyms. Yat, Vaikuntha, Cha, and Prajanti, go. Animisam, of the demigods. Rishabha, chief. Anubhritya, following in the footsteps. Dure, keeping at a distance. Yamaha, regulatory principles. He, certainly. Upari, above. Na, aj. Sprihaniya, to be desired. Sila, good qualities. Bhartu, of the Supreme Lord. Mitha, for one another. Suyasasaha, glories. Kathana, by discussions, discourses. Anuraga, attraction. Vaiklavya, ecstasy. Vaspa kalaya, tears in the eyes. Pulaki krita, shivering, anga, bodies. Translation: persons whose bodily features change in ecstasy and who breathe heavily and perspire due to hearing the glories of the Lord are promoted to the kingdom of God, even though they do not care for meditation and other austerities. The kingdom of God is above the material universes, and it is desired by Brahma and other demigods. Purport: it is clearly stated herein that the kingdom of God is above the material universes. Just as there are many hundreds of thousands of higher planets above this earth, so there are many millions and billions of spiritual planets belonging to the spiritual sky. Brahmaji states herein that the spiritual kingdom is above the kingdom of the demigods. One can enter the kingdom of the Supreme Lord only when one is highly developed in desirable qualities. All good qualities develop in the person of a devotee. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, verse 12, that anyone who is Krishna conscious is endowed with all the good qualities of the demigods. In the material world, the qualities of the demigods are highly appreciated, just as, even in our experience, the qualities of a gentleman are more highly appreciated than the qualities of a man in ignorance or in a lower condition of life. The qualities of the demigods in the higher planets are far superior to the qualities of the inhabitants of this earth. Brahmaji confirms herewith that only persons who have developed the desirable qualities can enter into the kingdom of God. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the devotee's desirable qualities are described to be 26 in number. They are stated as follows. He is very kind. He does not quarrel with anyone. He accepts Krishna consciousness as the highest goal of life. He is equal to everyone. No one can find fault in his character. He is magnanimous, mild, and always clean, internally and externally. He does not profess to possess anything in this material world. He is a benefactor to all living entities. He is peaceful and is a soul completely surrendered to Krishna. He has no material desire to fulfill. He is meek and humble, always steady, and has conquered the sensual activities. He does not eat more than required to maintain the body and soul together. He is never mad after material identity. He is respectful to all others and does not demand respect for himself. He is very grave, very compassionate, and very friendly. He is poetic, he is expert in all activities, he is silent in nonsense. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, verse 21, the qualifications of a saintly person are mentioned. It is said there that a saintly person eligible to enter into the kingdom of God is very tolerant and very kind to all living entities. He is not partial. He is kind both to human beings and to animals. He is not such a fool that he will kill a goat. He is not such a fool that he will kill a goat Narayan to feed a human Narayan or Daridra Narayan. He is very kind to all living entities. Therefore, he has no enemy. He is very peaceful. These are the qualities of persons who are eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. That such a person gradually becomes liberated and enters the kingdom of God is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, verse 2. The Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, verse 24 also states that if a person does not cry or exhibit bodily changes after chanting the holy name of God without offense, it is to be understood that he is hard-hearted, and that therefore his heart does not change even after that he chants the holy name of God, Hare Krishna. These bodily changes can take place due to ecstasy when he offenselessly chants the holy names of God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It may be noted that there are 10 offenses we should avoid. The first offense is to decry persons who tried in their lives to broadcast the glories of the Lord. Again, I'll read that. The first offense is to decry persons who try in their lives to broadcast the glories of the Lord. People must be educated in understanding the glories of the Supreme. Therefore, the devotees who engage in preaching the glories of the Lord are never to be decried. It is the greatest offense. Furthermore, the holy name of Vishnu is the most auspicious name, and his pastimes are also none different from the holy name of the Lord. There are many foolish persons who say that one can chant Hare Krishna or chant the name of Kali or Durga or Shiva because they're all the same. If one thinks that the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the names and activities of the demigods are on the same level, or if one accepts the holy name of Vishnu to be on the metal sound vibration, that is also an offense. The third offense is to think of the spiritual master who spreads the glories of the Lord as an ordinary human being. The fourth offense is to consider Vedic literature such as the Puranas or other transcendently revealed scriptures to be ordinary books of knowledge. The fifth offense is to think that devotees have given artificial importance to the holy name of the God. The actual fact is that the Lord is none different from his name. The highest realization of the spiritual value is to chant the holy name of God as prescribed for the age. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The sixth offense is to give some interpretation on the holy name of the God. The seventh offense is to act sinfully on the strength of the chanting the holy name of God. It is understood that one can be freed from all sinful reaction simply by chanting the holy name of God. But if one thinks that he is therefore at liberty to commit all kinds of sinful acts, that is a symptom of offense. The eighth offense is to equate the chanting of Hare Krishna with other spiritual activities such as meditation, austerity, penance, and sacrifice. They cannot be equated at any level. The ninth offense is to specifically glorify the importance of the holy name before persons who have no interest. The 10th offense is to be attached to the misconception of possessing something or to accept the body as oneself, while executing the process of spiritual cultivation. When one is free from all 10 of these offenses in chanting the holy name of God, he develops the ecstatic bodily features called pulakasru. Pulaka means symptoms of happiness, and ashru means tears in the eyes. The symptoms of happiness and tears in the eyes must appear in a person who has chanted the holy name offenselessly. Here in this verse, it is stated that those who have actually developed the symptoms of happiness and tears in the eyes by chanting the glories of the Lord are eligible to enter the kingdom of God. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that if one does not develop these symptoms while chanting Hare Krishna, it is to be understood that he is still offensive. Chaitanya Charitamrita suggests a nice remedy in this connection. There it is said in verse 31st, chapter 8 of Adi Lila, that if anyone takes shelter of Lord Chaitanya and just chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, he becomes free from all offenses. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbisesa Sunyavadi Paschyata Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Persons whose bodily features change in ecstasy and who breathe heavily and perspire due to hearing the glories of the Lord are promoted to the kingdom of God, even though they do not care for meditation and other austerities. The kingdom of God is above the material universes and it is desired by Brahma and other demigods. Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. I would like to seek blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas. This is very enlivening, inspiring verse. I'll try to summarize a little bit. You can also share something. So from Bhagavad Gita, we can, from the 2 chapters is the 8th chapter says attaining the Supreme, and the 15th chapter says and the yoga of the Supreme. I think, the yoga of the Supreme. The yoga of the Supreme Person. Lord Krishna mentions, he says, the living entity in this material world are suffering very badly. Mamevam samjivaloko jivavata sanatana manasashtan indriyani prakriti sthani karsati. I think Krishna is revealing the secret in this, that it is so unfortunate that living entity wants to be away and enjoy, have a project to enjoy in this material world, and they're constantly suffering in this world. I think it's Vidura mentions probably, right? Only 2 kind of people are happy in this world. Those who are mentally retarded, and those are highly spiritually elevated. They cannot discriminate between happiness and distress, pain and pleasure. Na sochatina kankshate, Paramahamsas. Only those, are mostly happy. But rest, one has to experience the pains and pleasures of this material world. The living entities in this conditioned world are my external fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with 6 senses, which include the mind. So we all suffer through, Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik constantly. Sometimes, even though the material, physical things necessities are fulfilled, but mind gives us a lot of trouble, bothers us constantly. Fear and anxiety, envy, jealous. Everyone in this material world is going through, this suffering because of one's forgetfulness, of course, and because of one's false attempt to enjoy in so many ways. We make so many plans to enjoy in this world, but everything becomes futile. So Krishna has his plan in 15th chapter itself. He mentions that, he said that this nature of this world is, material world is dukhalayam. Asaswatam is temporary and dukhalayam. Still, we keep on trying to find pleasure in this world. But today's verse, we can see it really insists us, directs us to be very serious. Where to go to a spiritual abode. Natad bhasete sujana sasankana pavaka yad gatva nanivartante tad dhama paramam mama. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, actually we came to know. First of all, we never knew that we were really suffering. Right? We have been making all the plans of enjoyment constant. And Prabhupada and his disciples, they awakened us that we are suffering in this material world. And all our endeavors will be futile. Then what are the options we have? Option is that there's another place, which is the abode of the Supreme Lord. That Supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So Krishna briefly explains about the nature of the Vaikuntha Loka, spiritual abode. And Lord Brahma, so kindly describes the nature and characteristics of the whole kingdom of God in this chapter. Such a beautiful, isn't it? We find the same thing here and there. But what is the difference? Difference is such a highly quality over there, and everything is spiritual by nature. And all the living entities, they are free from enviousness. They're free from desire to have enjoying. Rather, the spirit of they all have spirit of service to the Supreme Lord, Vishnu or Narayan, based on the respective abode. Very nicely explains Lord Brahma in this chapter. But again, in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that who can go, who can enter, who is eligible to enter into. Everyone is welcome to come, but we have to be qualified. We have to be qualified. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion, and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with the material lust. This is also again very important. Who are done with the material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who, unbewildered, know how to surrender unto the Supreme Person, attain to that supreme eternal kingdom. So one is we have to know that we are suffering. We do not belong to this material world. We have to accept, actually, first of all, that I have these shortcomings, I have these anarthas. And the second thing is, one has to learn that one should be convinced that the spiritual abode is there. Very rarely people are inclined to go to that spiritual abode. When I see some, very enthusiastic to go, but very rarely people are inclined to go to spiritual world. And even if they want to go, without proper practice. So in this purport, in this today's purport, Prabhupada made a very nice description, summary. He said that, first he described about the kingdom of God, and there are desirable qualities to attain are 26 qualities. And Prabhupada also referred that, do we have to work individually, all these qualities? At least theoretically, we should know these qualities. You don't have to, we just have to be careful. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, verse 12 says, Yasyasti bhakti bhagavatya kinchana Sarve gunesh tatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manarathena sati dhavatamai. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. When one takes to the devotional service very sincerely, free from all these anarthas, offenses, very sincerely, what happens? All the demigods and their exalted qualities, such as knowledge, religion, renown, everything manifest in the body of a devotee. All these good qualities will automatically manifest. From the scriptures, we are seeing so many mentions, references, and how godly qualities has been developed in a sadhaka. And not only that, with our own eyes we see, from Prabhupada Lilamrit we can see how Prabhupada has transformed the hearts and the qualities of his disciples. Drug dealers and so many ways people are engaged in sinful activities. But as soon as they came in association of the devotees, followed the instructions, served Srila Prabhupada, they're shining. The whole world is offering respects and obeisances to them. Why? It's because of their the qualities, spiritual qualities they developed, exalted qualities they developed by practicing devotional service. In this world, many times we notice that we appreciate a rich man, a very rich man and very famous person, movie actor, whatever it is. We get attracted to all these opulences. But we need to know that if a person, even though he has so many attractive qualities, but if he's not a devotee, is devoid of devotional service, has no good qualities. It's all material. It's all self-centered, not Krishna-centered. So simply by practicing devotional service, one can attain those great qualities, spiritual qualities, 26 qualities. So we'll go through quickly again so that we can repeat. I'll share it. Yeah. 26 qualities which will be developed is the devotee's desirable qualities are described to be 26 in number. Again, simply by practicing bhakti under the direction, becoming humble, and chanting the holy name, one can definitely develop all these qualities. One is he is very kind. One become gradually as we practice, one can become very kind. He's not quarrel with anyone. He does not quarrel with anyone. He accepts Krishna consciousness as the highest goal of life. This is very important, as Bhagavad Gita explains. Unless if you don't take it as the highest goal of life, what happens? We will be kind of hovering in both the platforms, this and that. I want to enjoy the material life. I want to enjoy the spiritual life also. Krishna said, Vyavasayatmika buddhi is very important. Determination. That is very important. Otherwise, we are like half putting foot in two boats together. So full conviction that Krishna consciousness is my life and soul, and Abhasya Rakhive Krishna Viswasa Palana, Krishna will protect me, and I want to take full shelter of the Lord. So we should have that sincere conviction. That's why it is very important to understand both spiritual science and material science, science and nescience. As Upanishad explains, one who is want to learn, they have to study both the science and nescience. Because to understand good, you have to learn the bad also. So nature of this material world, how miserable. irrespective of whatever we try, it's not going to protect us, not going to give us pleasure. So that knowledge is also very important. That's why sometimes Krishna gives devotees little trouble so that we remember, oh, I don't want to go back. I don't want to repeat those activities. Then sincerity in devotional service comes very, very nicely. We have noticed those who have gone through, trials and tribulations in their life, when they come to Hare Krishna, they become more sincere, grave. Or sometimes those who just, came from family, primary devotee family or same culture, and pious background, everything is good in life, money, everything is good. So they take devotional service also another opportunity. They may not have a sincere determination, but those who have actually suffered, experienced, they don't want to go back. They really stick to the devotional principles and tolerate in all circumstances. He's equal to everyone. No one can find fault in his character. It's very tough. He's magnanimous, mild, and always clean, internally and externally. He does not profess to possess anything in this material world. He is a benefactor to all living entities. This is very, very important. Devotee always likes to see how to help the suffering souls who are constantly, going through the suffering in so many species of life, constantly. So he's a benefactor to all living entities. He's a peaceful and is a soul completely surrendered to Krishna. If I understand he's a benefactor to all living entities means he tries to do good to others. Devotees come out, take inconveniences, distribute books, share the holy name, do seva, invite them, so many ways they try to do good to them. He's peaceful, he's a soul completely surrendered to Krishna. He has no material desire to fulfill. He's meek and humble, always steady, has conquered the sensual activities. Not like when opportunity comes, we compromise. Okay. No, one takes prasadam, one does not go under the dictation of one's mind and senses, controls. He does not eat more than required to maintain body and soul together. Eventually, at least first, everyone should accept prasadam, and we should develop joy of sharing prasadam with others. Keeping whatever is needed for us to maintain our body and soul together. He's never mad after material identity. This is very dangerous. In this world, we try to compare. We compare with our friends, colleagues, and devotees also. The other person has a better car, better house, and I also should have like that kind of thing. And he's never mad after a material identity. He's respectful to all others and do not demand respect for himself. Amanina manadena. And very grave, compassionate, very friendly. He's poetic. I don't know about that part. He's expert in all activities and he's silent in nonsense. Means some gossip happens, offensive things happens, unnecessary people talk. The genuine devotee, they don't participate in such kind of things. They don't derive pleasure, basically. So all these qualities is very simply can be derived, developed. Developed means it is there in us, within us, everything. It just needs to be, polished by practicing devotional service sincerely, genuinely, and making it as priority goal of life. One will be very careful in one's dealings. As Prabhupada reminds us, the 10 offenses, we have to chant, and render service. Be cautious of offenses. Somebody may say, "Oh, I'm not doing offenses." Okay, that's great. Then here the comparison is given. Do we feel ecstasy in chanting the holy name of the Lord? He says that while chanting the holy name of the Lord, one should feel happiness, symptoms of happiness, ashru, tears in the eyes should come. That's the test, not artificially. Sometimes we see people artificially show tears in their eyes, and as soon as something goes wrong, they react. We try to harm others, but artificially we show tears in the class and this that. That's not appreciated. But these are the genuine tears. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Sikshashtakam. What is that verse? Nayanam galada shrudhaya vadanam gadgada ruddhaya gira pulakai nichitam vapukada tavanama grahane bhavishyati. If we chant, one has to know first of all what are the 10 offenses. First itself is blaspheming the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Devotees are working very sincerely, and someone may have little faults, but we can encourage them, appreciate them, and so that more and more people can get Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, I have brought this holy name, Golokara Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana. I brought from spiritual world, but I cannot distribute by myself. I need all of your help. So in this age and time, when everyone is going through so much of troubles, but devotees are very fortunate because we got Prabhupada's teachings, we got the holy name, we got Srimad Bhagavatam, we got nice association of each other. We somehow or other we extend to others, welcome everybody, be compassionate to them, and chant the holy name without offense. Because if we do not, I'm talking to myself actually. I never had those symptoms at all. So it means so that where I need to be very careful in my sadhana, where I need to be careful in my chanting. Why till now I never developed such kind of ecstasies. Narottam Das Thakur writes in his poem, he says, Pulaka Sarira, Hari Hari Bolite Nayana Babenira, right? I forgot that whole song. Hari Hari Bolite Nayana Babenira. So we can aspire when the day will come when I chant Krishna's name, the tears will flow from my eyes. We can aspire for it, but not artificially to show it. Rather work on it, carefully guard our devotion, carefully chant the holy name which is given to us, carefully render devotional service which is a privilege given to us, and perfect ourselves and help others. Please excuse me. These are a reminder for myself also, constantly. Why all this time chanting? There is no taste for chanting. Why all this time I've been chanting? I don't see any symptoms, spiritual symptoms. With all your blessings, I'm here. So hopefully one day, we'll develop such kind of taste. I'm opening for comments. Please excuse me if anything. I shared mostly from the book itself. Vishnugata Prabhu, you want to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I don't have much to add. But you were quoting Narottam Das Thakur's prayer. Gauranga. It was started with Gauranga Bolite Habe. When I chant Gauranga, Pulaka Sharir. Pulaka Sharir means when my body will get goosebumps. Interesting, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada translated Pulaka there as happiness.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? So,
Yeah.
but in this prayer, it's a shivering of the body. Pulaka Sharir, Hari Hari Bolite, and when I chant Hari Hari, Nayane Babe Nir, my eyes will fill with tears. So this Narottam Das Thakur is giving example about how to pray to Krishna, even though, as you mentioned and we mentioned, that we're not on that platform of getting those, feeling those symptoms of ecstasy, because we're still offensive.
Yeah.
But when praying to Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, to please, and Lord Nityananda, that we can somehow, please bring me to this condition of being able to chant without offense. And then you saw that at the end, Srila Prabhupada was talking about the Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we chant the names of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, actually, in that purport, he says, the proper way to give respect to Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, the proper way to show respect is to chant the full Panchatattva Mahamantra. Very interesting. The proper way to show respect to Lord Chaitanya Nityananda is to chant the full Panchatattva Mahamantra, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. That's very interesting. So that way, then one can free oneself from offenses.
What is the meaning of proper respect?
That's how to do it. How to do it. We can do it in different ways, but that's the bona fide way, the way recommended by the Acharya. Acharya means one who shows by example.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
And those 26 qualities of the devotee, it's very interesting that in the very early days, I remember that we were encouraged to memorize all those 26 qualities. The first thing that I was taught to memorize, this was 1971, I was taught to memorize the Guru Vastakam prayer. And the very next thing, I was taught to memorize the 26 qualities of a devotee. And so you had mentioned that we should know those, and in the purport it said we should know those. So how does it mean to know those? To meditate on them, sure. And I was surprised to know that, when Srila Prabhupada was but even before he started the 26 Second Avenue, he was living with a person named Paul something, and he was teaching him those 26 qualities of a devotee. There's some. He writes a letter. There's a letter that he's sending to some devotees, his associates in India, and he says that he's teaching them these 26 qualities of devotee. And he says that it's important for devotees to know these qualities, and that's the kind of a barometer to test how they're advancing in Krishna consciousness, to self-reflect. How am I doing on these qualities? Do you follow? Anyway, just some. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
That's very nice. Thank you. I know that we are supposed to know at least the 10 offenses. I didn't know that we are supposed to know that 26 qualities. Good to write it down and barometer to check, how am I doing? Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It's very interesting that today I heard about these 26 qualities of devotees. Yesterday I was writing down these 26 qualities of devotees.
Nice.
And first time I wrote, it did not look good. I was slanting like that. I wrote down the page, wrote it again, 26 qualities, did not look good. Again, then I third time wrote down very nicely, very carefully.
Maybe
So three times I wrote down, and I don't remember much of it now, but I will go through it again.
Yeah, that's
Thank
very
you.
nice. Very nice. Thank you. I'm
Very
so glad to hear that.
Hare
When you're
Krishna.
writing this, you are serious about it. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Any other comments, please? I think we are very privileged, chosen ones, and very fortunate ones to be, receiving this, transcendental and pure knowledge. We just have to embrace it sincerely. And not only that, as a devotee is mentioned, he's not selfish. One has to sharing with others, and sharing with others also needs cooperation. We cannot. It's not possible any program, anything to do by alone. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I cannot do by myself. I need all of your help. And Prabhupada also brings the same thing. And the ISKCON movement is so that we cooperate. Because life is, we don't know. Any moment we can go. Recently, yesterday I heard a family who was serving here. Very nicely they served, very enthusiastically, but they moved out. And I just heard that, why the lady is, stage 4 cancer, young age, is in 50s. So life, we do not know. But we know that at present moment is in my hands. How we can, genuinely try, inspire each other and cooperate in helping others as well. Protecting ourselves and helping others, both are very important. Any other comments? Questions? Corrections? We can say. No one is saying. At least 10 offenses we can memorize. If you're not, every day, those who are coming from temple background, those who lived in the temple, they used to recite these 10 offenses every day. So even though we live in now, setup has changed, we live in home, but doesn't mean that our sadhana changes. Generally, by living in home, we compromise with many things. I live in home for many things. So it will be nice, even though we live in home, but take those things, prioritize those things. Even though we live in home, we can still help with, preaching mission, minimizing our necessities, because it says that one does not take more than necessary, right? So simplify our need, then only we'll have something to give for others. If whatever comes to us, we observe everything, then nothing to give, either time wise, money wise, and every way. One should utilize time and money with intelligently and share with others, whatever possible. If no one has any comments, we can stop it here.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yeah.
A nice class. And then that Narottam Das, that bhajan. Yes, when we can have Pulaka Sharir, when we have tears in our eyes, then we are fully absorbed in that.
Yeah, that one is, as Prabhu mentioned, that you have to remember your goal to attain Krishna Prema or develop those 26 qualities. At the same time, you act offenseless.
That's true.
One is knowing the goal, and second is working at present on all of them very, very carefully.
Very important. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Krishna Kirtan, Prabhu. I had a thought. Maybe it's too late now. I wasn't sure how to actually express it, so I wasn't going to say anything. But maybe I'll share. If people don't have to go, they can go. So the thought is this. Sometimes when we are caught in the anartha nivritti stage, and this is kind of, a lot of this is being described as we're overcoming, we're in this stage of overcoming our narthas, and we're moving through them. And because of that, we may not be able to chant the holy names in a pure way. our attraction and attention is diverted to too many different material objects, whether it's ourselves or outside. And so people become very frustrated. I've noticed this. I've heard this a little bit with devotees. They become frustrated with this. Okay, everything is, anartha nivritti. We have to eventually move past this stage of anartha nivritti. And if all we hear is about anartha nivritti, this won't become satisfying. We have to add some, Raganuga Bhakti into our conversation. And I've heard this recently, because if we don't actually do that, we won't actually truly move out of the anartha nivritti stage. And I kind of felt that this is, could be a little bit dangerous. Maybe if it's done in the proper context and under the proper guidance, maybe there's some maybe it's bona fide, and maybe it can be done.
You said
but-
that adding Raganuga Bhakti,
yeah,
well, it doesn't work like that.
yeah. That's also my understanding. That but this is kind of being taught a little bit, that I've noticed, that we have to kind of try to develop the mood of Raganuga, even though we may still be caught in anartha nivritti.
Well, anartha nivritti is Vaidhi Bhakti.
Yeah.
And as we purify, first of all, anartha nivritti means, as one has to be convinced that one has to, knowledge, transcendental knowledge, that I want to attain this. So Rupa Goswami explains, right, the 6 anarthas, Vacha Vega, Manasa, Krodha Vega, Jiva Vega, Udra Prastha Vega. These all are anartha nivritti stage, So one knows that we have this anartha. One has to recognize that I have this. By serving senior advanced devotees, these anarthas will go away. That is the best way, actually. By serving sincerely, these anarthas can go very easily, very quickly. This can go. Whatever things we learned, anarthas, we are working on clearing, and we have cleared anarthas, is because of the association of the sincere devotees. But not like artificially, adding Raganuga Bhakti, one will, anarthas will go, then it will become sahaji,
Yes.
That's the point which mentioned. That cries has to come naturally hankering, not like, artificially crying. So, yeah, thank you for sharing. We have to be very careful. But of course, bhakti means we constantly need guidance, we constantly need association. We should appreciate each other. Ravindra Swarupa mentioned a long time, I remember. He said that, a devotee doesn't have anything into this material world relationship. All we have is devotee relationship. So let's relish that association and inquire each other, inspire each other, and purify. And Krishna will bestow all these things, whatever is needed for us. But yes, Shastra says that one should take one example of Braj, any devotee of Braj, one, and follow in their footsteps, not imitate, follow in their footsteps. We can take anything, whoever inspires, we can take any example of Braj, so follow their footsteps, but not imitation, not what do you call it, artificially manifesting those symptoms. That's not good.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that for us. Yeah, it seemed premature. We have to make sure that we're not making premature decisions in our spiritual life that can harm us. That if we're still have so many material attachments, that we start thinking ourselves, I guess, more advanced than what we truly are.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that we're kind of under proper guidance as well.
And real advancement comes when we know that how insignificant we are. It's an interesting calculation, isn't it? In material world, your advancement is measured. Okay, how much bank balance you have, how much assets you have, how many followers you have in your Facebook, and all these things can be in material. And the spiritual advancement means, one actually becomes really humble. And I don't have anything. I'm very insignificant. That is the symptom of real advancement. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavyastini. When one knows the truth, he becomes humble. He becomes humble, genuine humble. He says that, okay, in spite of people, Sanatana Goswami approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, this is a genuine incident, right? He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sanatana Goswami is very famous, very powerful, very rich, very knowledgeable. This is that. These people in this world are worshipping me, thinking that I'm very learned, I'm this and that. But I'm such a fool that even I don't know who am I. He genuinely accepted. So that is a symptom of humility. When one advances, one considers himself small. Trinadapi sunicheno. Tarareva sahisnuna, right? I'm lower in that grass. Actually, it is true. Because we will see, every time we will see this universe, how gigantic it is. The Lord's energies are everywhere. How vast. Every time we hear about millions of planets and millions of Vaikuntha planets, unlimited. Sometimes you feel how great Krishna is. How insignificant I am. So those are the natural will manifest. The humility will come. So one is naturally doesn't come, at least one should act humble. By acting humble, one will develop humility. We should control our urges and be humble, control, many ways. By simply following, the sincere great Vaishnava spiritual masters, one will develop all these qualities. Yes, Sri Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana. All these good qualities will manifest. Let's all share enthusiastically Krishna consciousness, because this is the right and perfect time. People are really seeking the solution. Let's be an instrument of Srila Prabhupada's compassion. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dhanacharya, for sharing.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. Thank you for
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Krishna Kripa Sindhuvyavacha
Yucha
Patitanam
Pajanam
Pavanevyo
Vaishnavevyo
Vaishnavevyo Namo
Namo
Namaha.
Namaha.
Have a
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
day, wonderful association. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhu.